Please listen carefully.
And welcome to GasGasGas, your one-step podcast for the FRCA primary exam. My goal is to fill your brain with information, and I'm sure it feels full already. It's going to get fuller. You might be driving to work right now, running, or in the gym. Eventually the revision is going to end, but for now, expect facts, concepts, model answers, and the odd tangent. Tears are not included. Remember to like and subscribe to hear much, much, much more. Seeing as this is the 13th episode, and naturally that's a very lucky number, I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who listens to this podcast, and to tell you really why I am bothering to spend several hours a week prepping and recording a podcast on an exam I've done, and content I don't really need to know in this level of detail. And it's because when I was studying for this exam, I listened to a lot of clinically flavoured podcasts. I still listen to several now, but what really stood out to me is that what was on offer was boring, questioned your values as to whether or not you might have stolen copyrighted material, and some stuff wasn't really very focused on the exam at all. There was no colour, no life, no interesting facts to put it into context. And whilst I actually loved studying for the primary, all of the content, its diversity, all the different disciplines of science that you have to have an appreciation for, that really did get me going. But whilst I flourished and kind of was like a rat up a drainpipe for the content, a lot of my colleagues looked rather beleaguered and clearly craved sunshine. And whilst I'm sure me and my colleagues both have favourite cocktails, I was the one with a favourite physiology textbook, Guyton and Hall. So I want to take some of my passion, my curiosity, and the moderate madness that sort of pervades my brain, and try and put information into your brain, hopefully making it a bit easier and the science make a bit more sense. You're still going to have to study, but hopefully this smooths things out a little bit. I think I come at things from a different way. I did a different degree before I did medicine, and whilst that means that I think laterally, it also makes me realise that I've had to constantly cross-check, define and make sense of the science to pass this exam, so my brain's done a load of the legwork to convey this to you. I know what caught me out, and I'm going to try and avoid that catching you out. And this is why each podcast tries to focus on either a core concept, which digs out all the foundations necessary to understand it, or an overarching theme that draws together many concepts. I believe this approach, building upon each episode, will take you all the way to passing that exam, sitting in that sunshine. That's what I'm going to do for you, but I'd really appreciate it if you would share this with your mates, with your colleagues on WhatsApp, tell your college tutor, tell your friends studying for the exam who might be in other countries. Following the show, reviewing the show, and listening to the episodes is really motivating to me. So, thanks for listening to Lucky 13, a short one, minimally educational, I apologise. But the next episode is on a hell of a drug, ketamine, one of my favourites. And as a little tidbit, coming very soon, once he stops spending all his money on microphone equipment, for all those stoked for the Viva, is viva-cast, with my semi-unwilling victim Tom, who's actually in your boots, studying for these exams. You've been listening to Gas, Gas, Gas. See you next time. Thanks for listening. If you found it useful or awful, please like and subscribe and rate the show. Feel free to leave a comment and ask questions and get involved. The FRCA primary is a mountain of content to get to grips with, and then you've got to organise it in your mind. Keep trying every day and you will get better. It's important to keep your curiosity alive for the concepts we talk about in this podcast. You'll be amazed by what you know on exam day. Thanks for listening.